backwards, okay.
Okay. Yeah, they're everywhere.
Dad, another one.
Another one?
Yeah.
Holy smokes, bud. Look, they're still blue. They're still flowering here.
Whoa.
Like, I feel like if we got them started a little earlier.
Big one.
Little and they're done.
Yeah, remember we harvested a lot of little ones
Yeah.
last year. Whoops, you okay,
You
bud?
okay, bud?
I pulled that one out. Look.
Oh, good job. Not in the bag. Yeah, see, that's getting done. Look at the color.
Look at this one.
Let me see, bud.
This one.
Nice. Oh, that's a squash plant, yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I think we should just start a squash farm.
Right? Yeah.
Have that.
That's perfect.
This one's perfect.
That's like absolutely
Have it.
perfect.
Yeah, put it in the bag.
They're all over the place, eh? Yeah.
Right
Look, look
there.
how many there are, honey.
Yeah, look. Dad, look at those ones. Dad, look. Look at these ones.
Whoa.
2, 3, 4, 5,
I'll
6.
get them.
Back there.
I'll get them.
Yeah, bud. Look at all the squash we got. That's the biggest one, bud. This year, the biggest one this year was sitting in the same position as the biggest one last year. And it is perfect.
Oh my God, look at that one.
Good. Beans that we can pick in a couple of
Oh
days.
my God, look at this one in the garden. Look at this one here. Dad, look at this one. Look at this one. Dad, look.
It's not even the amount, it's just how big
would
all
it
of them are,
die?
you know? Come help me find beans, Huddy. Yeah, come help find beans. Mm-hmm. Love you too, buddy. Look, do you see those big ones? Pick those. Pick them from the top and pull. That's it. Where's the other one? Get all of them. Here.
I'll get one. Cool.
Is that a big one there? Look at all those.
Boy, this one.
Look at this one. Whoa.
This one.
That one's just little. This one's huge. Look at the size of that, bud.
Huh?
Looks like a squirrel's getting at these ones. All right, look, can you find any more? Some of them got frozen on the plant and some didn't. Look, some got frozen. They're still good though.
But this one got frozen. But this one got frozen. But
Look, you want to eat one?
whoa! Look at this bean.
There you go. There we go. Hey, look at all the beanie boys we grew. Look, look, we grew those. Yeah. Let me see what you got there.
A bean.
Nice.
Yeah. But what are these for?
Well, here we are in the new Segway Fugleman, and I'm just coming to pick it up, working with Segway Canada, Segway Power Sports, gas-powered machines, and I'm really excited to give this thing a first run. I just had a little walkthrough on the bells and whistles, and yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of exciting adventures to come in this thing for me and the whole family too. We got Julian over here from Adrenaline Junkies Productions on YouTube. He knows a lot more about power sports than me, so he's going to come along for some adult supervision on this first test ride.
That's what you're after. I think you chose the wrong guy, Jim.
Good. Hey, Julian, does this thing work?
They're not.
They got a 369 now. No. Oh. Okay, well, for some reason, Julian and Nick jumped out of the machine. Yeah, first impressions, this thing's a lot of fun. It's big, it holds everybody, but it sure doesn't handle like it's huge. It doesn't feel huge, so, and made it up that steep hill no problem, so pretty exciting. The whole thing. So this is the machine. There's a direct window to other brands who want to promote their stuff, right? So that's what I do. Okay, well, me, Huddy, and North are on a little adventure in the Segway Fugleman. I picked it up in the ATV. That's right, buddy. And now it's a Thanksgiving long weekend, and me and Hudson are out exploring some trails. I already got a grouse, which is cool, and we're trying to see if I can get into a trout lake back in the bush here. I've never been into it from this way, so I don't know if I'm gonna get there, and I haven't been to it for years as well. So yeah, pretty exciting just to get out with Huddy. He's my little adventure buddy, and put some miles on this new machine. Super exciting. We got some nice fall colors.
Dad.
Yeah, bud? Yeah, you like the rocks? Oh, Hudson's just reminding to say that there's a lot of bumpy rocks we're going over on this trail. This part's pretty smooth. We actually hit some pretty spirited parts of the trail though. Overlooks a lake we've been driving along beside. Looks like a perfect little ATV access campsite. Really cool. Launch there, nice and clean. No, couple beer cans in the fire pit, but that's it. I like to see guys taking care of places. It looks like Huddy's having a little snooze. I don't know if there's trout in this lake, and I don't see a boat here, so we're gonna try to push on a bit. I don't know how much time. We didn't get away till later with all the family stuff going on, so I don't know how much time we'll actually have to fish, but it's all just about getting out and exploring. And we got a partridge, so that's pretty darn good. I'm glad I pulled over at this little spot. It's pretty cool. Trail's pretty good here. We went over some pretty crazy stuff. we pulled over and stopped because we're faced with this really deep mud. Look, even some poor bastard shoe in there. Well, that doesn't look too good to me. You want to go back and try to get some birds? So you don't want to go to the trout lake anymore? Too far? Well, Huddy and I are just trying to make a decision here. We could try to go through this mud here, but we might get stuck. You know, if we had two machines and if I didn't have you, because you're very special to me, I wouldn't want to get stuck in here, I would go for it and we probably would make it, but I just don't think it's worth the risk. Or we can turn around, maybe fish at the last campsite we saw.
Yeah.
And try to see if we can get any birds. What do you think the smartest idea is?
I think we can go back and get some birds and we go back and not the muddy lake trout and go back to the other lake so there was no muddy.
I think that's pretty smart, but well, I think you want to go, what's that way?
No, walk into the water.
You want to bushwhack into the lake? What about going back and fishing one of the other lakes we saw?
Yeah.
You want to do that? Which one do you want to do? Or do you care?
I want to come back and get some fish.
Okay. Fair enough, bud.
And get some boats too.
Okay. So we're going to turn around then, all right?
Okay.
Okay, let's turn around. Okay, well, we turned around. Probably didn't need to, but a combination of very soft, muddy soil, not a ton of experience in this specific machine, and the late hour and having Hudson told me my better judgment was to turn around. I know the lake that I'm trying to get into, we have a better chance of catching some beautiful trout in there, stocked with rainbows, but at the same time, we might not have much time to fish it, and we were just running out of time to bushwhack into. So we decided to turn back around. Maybe we'll get another trout, and we'll fish on the lake where me and Huddy stopped there, the nice campsite. I mean, I don't know if there's any fish in that lake, so it's a bit more of a crapshoot, and there's no boat. But it might be a good spot just to hang out with Huddy, take a few casts from shore, and you never know. So. Yeah, was that fun? Oh, another one. Alright, bud, let's go catch some fish. What do you say?
Do I have the one
Of course.
down there?
Okay, is that where the fish are?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go catch some fish, bud. Well, let's go down here and see if we can't catch one. I don't know if the bass might have gone deeper, but the trout might be shallower. So if there's trout in this lake, we'll catch them. I'm not sure what kind of fish it is. There's a boat.
We did catch some fish. No, we didn't catch some fish.
Oh, we didn't catch fish, but we got a bird.
We didn't catch fish, and we got a ball.
I don't know. I think we're gonna be okay though.
Oh no, and then that's burning my eyes. Go get a fire going now.
You wanna go get a fire going?
And get some food going.
Get some food going? All right. Yeah. we are back on the road. Pretty awesome adventure, Huddy. High five. Yeah! One more time. Yeah! Boom! Woo! So we didn't get into the trout lake I wanted to get into, but we found another lake, a beautiful little spot, took a few casts. We got a grouse, we did some exploring, and just had an awesome time. North got some exercise because he ran behind the machine for a bit, and it's been an awesome day. And Huddy said, let's get back and get a fire going and cook up that bird. So that's what we're doing. We're actually just staying at our cousin's cottage in the Bancroft area for Thanksgiving. So we're just gonna cruise back there right now. Awesome day. Smoked it. Yeah. Smoked it. Okay. Oh.
Right.
Here's your axe.
Oh, I use that one. Can I use it?
Yeah.
That gives no to me.
I'm not throwing the axe. It's not safe, bud.
Why?
Because it'll chop you.
Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet, Dad.
What do you think of that new chainsaw, bud? Does it rip or what? Look, sawdust got on Wesley all the way here. Hey, bud. A little sawdust on you, huh? Well, Tori and I got 11 cord of this season hardwood to split this year. And I recently picked up this Stihl MS 500i. There's like computerized stuff in it. The odd person thinks that doesn't belong in a chainsaw. You can literally plug it in and it'll tell you what's wrong with it like a car, but it's just the weight to the power ratio is amazing. I got a 28-inch bar on it here, and I'm able to cut 2 logs with this bar in the same amount of time that I could cut 1 bar with my old chainsaw. This is a $1,600 saw, but it's gonna save me 4 or 5 days of time. And over the long period, things gonna pay for itself, guys. You gotta find excuses like this. As long as you're gonna come through with it, they're not excuses, they're the truth. Do you wanna come split some of this wood, bud?
I just split the high one.
You wanna split this wood?
The high one.
The little one? Okay.
High one.
Okay, but you don't have shoes on, bud. You have bare feet, so make sure you don't chop your feet, okay?
Okay.
Remember what I said, keep your feet wide, keep your feet spread, so if you miss with the axe won't land on your foot.
Okay.
Always be thinking, where is the axe gonna go? How am I gonna be safe?
It's gonna fall.
Okay, do you feel safe up there?
It's gonna fall down, don't you?
Okay, okay, I'll move.
What's this thing? Dad,
Huh?
Dad, what is this?
That's a cinder block.
How?
That's me piling up these logs that we're gonna split. You wanna help Daddy pick these up? Here, Buddy, stand all these things up here. See that one over there? You okay?
Got it.
Good job, bud. Okay, good job, very smart. Now make sure that these logs don't roll when you step on them. Yeah.
Oh. That's a hard one. one too.
Yeah, you can come down and pick these up and put them in the trailer. Oh, you threw it down right there. Why don't you get all these pieces and...
How do we buy this knife?
Oh, man.
How do
Well, I guess I don't have the best review for this thing. The handle looks like it's stained to look like hickory,
Well, look at this.
but it's not. The head is amazing, but after being so excited about this axe, the head just broke clean off of it. Look at that. Bummer.
But my axe can't break.
No. I didn't even hit it here. Sometimes if you make impact here, you miss a lot, but not even one miss. So
But how you build?
yeah, I'd be a little nervous about these
But how you just
style of
built
axes
that?
on Amazon if they're made in China. So
How you built that?
I don't know, bud. It just broke. Back to the 8-pound maul.
What? You have a new one.
Yeah.
How you have that one?
Oh, the other one's better. The other one is better than this. Just the handle is junk. But I can already tell that you have to just use more effort.
Cut. Ha.
Watch. Right on the top. Come on, right on the top like this. Come on, hit it. Huddy. You can do it, bud. Never give up. One more hit, it's gonna work. Just look, Huddy. Watch this, Huddy. Look, you were almost done. Watch this. Done. You're almost done, Huddy. You're doing such a good job, bud. It's okay, bud. Pick these up and put them in the trailer, Huddy. Come on, we're trying to split some firewood. Don't you want to be warm this winter? Snow's coming, we need lots of wood. You better put it all in the trailer and then we'll go for a ride on the ATV. Hey, come on, put these in the trailer, Huddy, hurry up. Yeah, put it in the trailer.
Strong.
What a strong boy.
This one's big. How we hang it on?
Yeah, whoa.
Heavy hay?
Yeah.
Really big one.
Alright. Okay, we are on to the next adventure here after Thanksgiving weekend and my little exploration trip with Huddy and the Segway. Got back home, you know, had to get into some wood cutting and whatnot, and I just dropped Huddy off at daycare this morning, and I am now looking for a trailhead. I got my Segway Fugleman here on the trailer, and I'm going to be scouting for deer hunting this year. We're looking at hunting in a new spot this year that's, you know, a little bit more tucked away, quite a bit more tucked away than the previous couple years, and we think we're going to have some luck there. So I'm just driving to the end of this road and you know, hoping that I can find a place to park and I can get eyes on the trail. There are some trails here that look like they're established. They maybe are, maybe aren't, you know, like ATV trails are oftentimes local knowledge, and even your trail maps and stuff like that don't have much detail beyond just forced access roads. So we'll see what happens, but fingers crossed. I have to double back and pick Huddy up from daycare at the end of the day, and if you're later than 5:30, they charge you money and they all have to stay late, so I don't want to do that to anyone. So fingers crossed that I make it back, or that I see what I'm gonna see today. You know, any news is good news essentially on a scout. If you find out where not to hunt, that's also good news. So you know, I'm gonna make it in as far as I can with plenty of time to come back and get Hudson. Anyways, yeah, just beautiful fall colors, and just make my way down this long gravel road here, not too far from my house. So yeah, pretty good day so far. Looks like they're going to be cutting in here soon, because there's been some work done on the road already. Much better than a typical ATV trail. Probably a year or two ago this would have been a gong show, but there's active logging in here. I just saw a big pile of white pines, some hardwood cuts, they're taking some hemlock, big logging truck back here. So just a trapline trail, you know, clearly where there's going to be more logging. This trail has been maintained by the logging companies, and this trap trail is a whole other story. So this is where things get interesting. What do you think, North? Can we handle this trail or what? Yeah? All right. Proper ATV trail, which is pretty long too, so if I can make it in, it'll mean that that where we want to hunt won't be easy to access. Tons of logging, pines, hemlock, everything off the road there, so that made that part easy. And you know, I'm sure it'll get hit pretty hard in deer rifle season, but there would be some good potential hunting in there. Yikes. This is going to be interesting. This is not good. I got to get out and scout. I only have about an hour till I can turn around and go get Hudson. Looks like the trail picks up, so I don't have to go through that swamp. Here's where I did not want to go. Probably bombed through there on a lower water year, but my side-by-side is wider than that. I do have a winch, but when you're by yourself, and you got to be back to pick up your kid, I don't know, a little more paranoid. I'm gonna make a note here to stay left. essentially a bypass route cut to avoid the swamp, and I could just barely get through with this. And you know, I start getting worried, man, I'm gonna have to start cutting trees and busting out the winch, and it gets concerning. I slid off the side of a rock there too. So far it's been super easy, easier than anticipated, and then harder than anticipated. Yeah, see, here's the cutoff. That would just be way more straightforward, but I might just get stuck right in the mud. So I don't know. I'm gonna keep going though. I might just winch myself through the swamp on the way back. That was pretty interesting though. I crashed into a tree. I took off my seatbelt to sit on the opposite side just because I was on such an angle. And the throttle, there's a governor that comes on when you have your seatbelt on. So it kind of lunges a little bit too. So I lightly ran into a tree, but all's well that ends well. Oh yeah, and the trail looks pretty good. Okay, another muddy mud hole. Man, we had a pretty wet fall, and usually it's not this bad, but I don't know if I can make it through here. See, the challenge is that as awesome as it is to have this larger machine, it's harder to get through on these tighter trails because it's harder to turn tighter corners or go over more abrupt bumps. But it's what I need because it can carry the family and gear for camping. But, well, North just stepped on it, but that is one huge freaking moose print right there. Look at this. Yeah, just gotta scout. I don't like getting into anything before I lay eyes on it if it's too challenging. I don't have a ton of ATVing experience. However, that's kind of not true because I did do an unsupported trip on the Northwest Territories Canoe Trail many years ago and made it, I don't know, to the Twitya and back, about halfway in and back because the river was just raging. So I think I'm going to try to bypass this sucker. There's my ATV there. This is just too soft. If the ground under here was hard, if it was gravel, but this is just a trap trail cut through the bush. So but I can make it around. Just hopefully I can manage those turns. Wonder how the trapper feels about the trail getting logged over and turned into a road and all the access that brings. Yeah, like look at how soft this is here. You know, I'm not even, if I even tried to go through here, I'd get stuck. And where would I winch off to? You know, got to keep in mind if you're going into somewhere you might get stuck, you got to make sure that there's a strong tree or some anchoring point that you can tie a winch to. So I'm going to bring it through here. I think I'll be good. check the time here though. 1:04. Ugh. Gotta turn back at 1:30. Let me see here. Yeah. And I've only made it. Yeah, so I've only made it about 1 kilometer in on this trail. 3 more kilometers to go. I think the answer is that it's doable, but there's no way I'm gonna make it the rest of the way to the big backcountry lake I wanna get to before 1:30 when I have to turn around to go back Huddy. So I might just explore up a bit more. At least I got a taste of it, and I can already tell. Just saw a massive moose print, one of the biggest moose prints I've seen around. It looked like it was maybe running a little, which means it's spread out, but a massive moose. So I already think there's gonna be more wildlife back here. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go down a bit more, scout it out a bit more, and then head back. Yikes. This is where it helps to have 2 machines, so if you get stuck in the swamp you can winch each other out. I think we'll be okay though if we have another machine and we both have chest waders. Even if we hit the swamp, we'll bring an extension for the winch and we'll get in here. Well, I'm just scouting this out. I was a little concerned. There's a creek that goes through here, and this is a beaver meadow. And I was a little concerned, but I just got in there and started poking around. It's all a rock and a sand and gravel bottom, so I can just bomb right through this, no problem. You always want to get out and check the deeper puddles, because you never know if the water's not clear. You never know what you might be faced with. Is it mud, are you gonna get stuck, or is it hard and you can just bomb through? Yeah, all very, very hard. All very hard. That's great. I probably should turn around here. I have probably about a half an hour I could push more, but my buddy Will is coming in next week and we're gonna give it another shot. So just to be safe, I should probably go turn around to make sure I get Hudson on time. But maybe I'll fly the drone and see if I can see the lake we're trying to get to. And there it is, looking at it with my drone as we speak. Pretty big lake. Oh, it's so close. It's not as far as my GPS is telling me. But there's some swamps to avoid. Yeah, it's straight that way, but because of the swamps, I have to go this way and then cut back this way. But the good news is, looks like there's some swamps in there. We're gonna have some swamps. Oh, well, I didn't get to where I wanted to get to, but I'd say it's a successful mission. I think that this is a go. Now we just gotta get into the lake and see if there's a spot we could camp and see if we can see any deer sign, but I'm already seeing a lot of animal sign. Basically, that last crossing is the last swamp, so the rest of the way, no swamp. So, you know, I didn't make it in there, but I made it past the hard part. Other than some boulders and stuff that I might be dealing with, I think it's safe to say that it's a go. But I'm still gonna get in there again when I can actually get out on the lake and find a place to camp. But yeah, it looks like a pretty good place to deer hunt. I always find the way out seems way easier. One thing I forgot to do is disattach the sway bars, which will make the suspension a lot more independent. So this is a bumpier ride because of that. But the fact that it's making it in here despite the sway bars being on is a pretty good sign, I guess, if you look at it that way. Hey bud, how was daycare today?
The guy was saying you're not nice to me.
Really? Are you nice to him though?
No.
What's the best thing that happened to you at daycare today?
I don't know.
Fair enough, bud. All right, well, we're breakfast up and looks like a beautiful fall day. Not too many clouds. Doesn't look like we're gonna get any rain. Yeah, so the adventure continues. Still trying to get into this lake. So hopefully we can do it today. I think we will. Okay, well, so far so good. We're in the machine. Ended up finding a great place to camp in the middle of the night, and it seems like this trail is better than the trail we got here on. We'll see, it could go to crap pretty soon, but it's going the right direction, which is awesome. So I at this point I would bet that it's getting to the lake that we want to get to. Here's to hoping. Here's to hoping. We found the lake. We did it. Yeah. I'm gonna just turn around and back up so there's no boats. Yeah. There it is, boys. Somebody's been shooting some targets. Not really a great shot. And there she is. Well, we kind of celebrated too early and we are back on the trail. It turned out that wasn't the lake we were getting to. Now it's a lake that's very close that feeds into the other one, but it looked like there'd be some wading and if not portaging. So we're back on the trails and had a good little giggle at ourselves, but you know what? That's how it goes sometimes. At least we didn't start paddling on it before we realized it. But yeah, that's how it goes sometimes when you're out exploring, and then once you know the way, it's like a piece of cake, right? It's like, you know, nobody traveled west until Kit Carson wrote the guidebook, and then everyone did it. So there's a lineup on the top of Mount to get to Mount Everest now, right? When you're in here in these back roads with barely any intel, take some time to get her figured. And yes, I compared myself to Edmund Hillary and Kit Carson.
Looking real good, bud. This has got to be
What do we have here? Oh, this is the trail. This is the trail.
This is the trail.
The trail, yes. It's not a creek. It's the old logging road.
We're on it, bud.
We're on it, yeah!
So now we should, on our way out.
Yeah. Oh, we should mark that turn off there, eh?
Okay.
Let me get back and mark it. Okay, I'm just marking in my GPS. When you come up to some of these trails, there's the main trail that's often rutted out or so muddy, and then often a bypass. So here's the main trail. You can see mud over here, and then here's the bypass. And so when you're not familiar with the trail, it's good to get out and give it a little scout and see which way is the best. Because oftentimes the main trail, if there's not too muddy, is way better, and the bypass has got boulders and tight turns. But if it's too muddy and you're gonna get stuck, you gotta take it. How's it looking?
Real mushy, real wet.
Yeah, okay. Bypass doesn't look too bad though, eh?
No, high ground's better.
Dude, what a day. Look at it in here, bud. There it is. Yeah, there it is for real. For real this time. Well, I shut off the camera due to embarrassment when we realized it was the wrong lake, and then I turned it back on and we gotta own it. You gotta own it sometimes. And there's a boat now. Looks like a shallow, kind of swampy lake though, eh?
Yeah.
Wind picked up. Well, we're thinking that there's obviously a better way to get in here than the way we got in, because nobody's dragging these boats down the rugged trap trail we went on. So we found a way in. We know the way in. It's not easy, especially with all our other gear. However, we think there's an easier, maybe longer way, but an easier way in. So on the way out, we're going to explore an easier way to get in here and just keep our fingers crossed that we find it. Well, chainsaw bring, axe, I brought a splitting axe. Well, we are thinking about staying another night, but we don't have enough food to do that. So knowing that that was a potential, I whipped this telescopic rod in my pack last minute. The bass all might be deep. I'm trying just like a floating minnow lure, a Rapala that's got like a really jittery, erratic pattern to it. And hopefully we'll catch dinner by the end of the lake. If not, we might have to try something a little deeper or just go hungry. Anyways, this is the lake that we want to hunt on. Lot of intel gathered today. And guys, you know, when you're out here doing this kind of stuff, there's no park map. You know, you go to Algonquin Park, you look at the map, you're like, here's where the campsites are, here's where the portage trails are, here's where the old growth forests are, here's where old man Henderson's old farm was, who was eaten by a bear in 1938, right? Like literally, that's right. But when you're exploring just a bush like this, just crown land or public land, a lot of these trails, these quad trails, are all local knowledge, and that's true across the country, even in the north. And it takes some time. You got to be prepared. It's a bit of an adventure till you learn them. So we have, and we're super excited. I feel like this is so cool that I'm paddling on this lake. It's been a lake that's been in my mind, that I've looked at the maps ever since I moved to Magnetawan. And you know, in hunting season, right, we're in Central Ontario, which is part of Southern Ontario. We're almost in Northern Ontario, but not quite. And there's a fair amount of people. Deer hunting season is long. The bush gets hit pretty hard, and you'll see people in blaze orange during rifle season where you would never expect to see anyone. So you got to be a little sneaky. And with the Segway Fugleman, on top of it being a way that we can get my son Wesley out, who has disabilities, it also just opens a lot of doors. So you can get into a place like this, which isn't connected to any canoe route systems or portages. And you know, there's deer camps and stuff. There's going to be people back there off the trail. But after we get in the water, we can find a place to camp, look for creeks, look for swamps, and get into a place that probably no one's hunted directly in for years. And that's the beauty of, you know, having something like a good side-by-side and a canoe, and having the skill to be in remote areas using them. And so hopefully this pays off. But man, I'm telling you, we're late October right now, and might be the best day of the year, eh, Will?
Oh yeah, bud.
Like best day of 2024 weather-wise right now.
It's a beautiful July afternoon.
Yeah, gorgeous. Oh yeah, is that a fish? It is one. No, nothing. Oh yeah, there it is. No, that's another bite. Dude. There it is. There it is. That's a keeper, right? Crayfish, bud. Not a single speck of worm on it. I got what feels like a decent fish here. Oh yeah. Oh, maybe it's not that big. Oh yeah. Keeper. Ah. Well, we caught 3 fish, which is pretty good. Wouldn't mind another one, but that's not bad considering we weren't even trying to fish and just trolling the lake, especially for this time of year. But now we're just searching for a campsite. We're searching for the outflow of this lake, which doesn't look too substantial. I think right now it would be at a 12, I think, Will. So we're searching for the outflow, and we're trying to set up near like a creek or river and a swamp, and you know, we're not looking. Oh, there's a fish. Oh no, maybe just weeds. We're not really looking for a good campsite. We're looking for like where hopefully there's a lot of deer sign. Yeah, too weedy in here now. Well, we made it to where we want to make it to, and it looks like there's like a cabin, like a trapper's cabin or something here. So we're just gonna go make sure that it's not like a hunt camp and we don't make it all the way here and are hunting right across the river from coming up. This looks like we could camp here though, eh, Will?
Oh yeah.
You know, if we did a little work. So things don't always work out how you want. We looked at the map and we said, wow, this looks like a good spot to hunt. Right in between a marsh and a river at the outflow of this big lake, remote. So we made it all the way here and found this. So somebody else looked at the map and thought, hey, this must be a pretty good place to hunt. It's right between a marsh and a river and, you know, like a low creek. So this is a crown land lease. They haven't given out leases for a long time. So typically they don't own the property, but they own the lease. So they can sell the lease, but we're not trespassing right now. All these mushrooms are cached here by flying squirrels.
Ugh.
Yeah, those are the ones that usually cache. So this is a pileated woodpecker hole, and usually it's flying squirrels. Flying squirrels cache the mushrooms there, but then when the pileated woodpecker comes back, it trips out and it doesn't want to use it anymore. And then it rots out. So this has already happened. And then it rots out and becomes a screech owl nest or wood duck nest too. Well, we're poking around here and we've decided that we just don't want to be close to other hunters, especially not coming all the way out here. These guys have a pretty rustic camp back here. Looks like they're primarily focusing on moose hunting. So anyways, bottom line is we made it all the way out here and other hunters got their stink out here big time. So we're bailing. We're gonna paddle all the way back to the other side of the lake, to the inflow, and hope that we can't find something that is a little less treaded. What do you think?
Lovell Manufacturing Co. Bicycle ball bearings, number 41.
I'm surprised how well it still works. It's not even seized.
Yeah.
Looks like something that was from an old logging camp, but that's really what it is, a clothes dryer?
I'm pretty sure.
What a trip, eh? Just a historical relic is what that is.
Yeah. Well, what every adventurer needs for sustenance.
Whoa.
Venison jerky.
Thank you. Yeah. Essentially, the plan is now, this is a bust. So we're going to turn around. We're going to paddle the other end of the lake. See if we can find a spot. It looks half decent. And we need another fish too because we don't have any more dinners. In the boat. Go on. Go on.
Okay.
On. In the boat. In the boat.
Good.
That's kind of a dig. This is the biggest one yet. Slow it down.
Pretty big. No.
We went to the other spot we wanted to get to. From a far way away, we saw a flag and realized there's a camp there too. So other people have already found what are likely the same spots we thought would be good on this lake. But there's two other places we want to check out. It's getting late in the day, so we're going to be camping here tonight. We thought, oh, maybe we'd figure everything out and get out of here, but we're going to camp here and get out of here tomorrow morning. And we just pulled over to eat. Fortunately, we were able to get some fish, so we won't be going hungry. Will got a fire going, so I'm going to clean up some fish. We're going to have a bit of a shore lunch and refuel a bit so we can paddle into this headwind. Yeah. Or is it people pulling up to, I think it's a game trail, dude. We ended up seeing another cabin. Of course, two of them were exactly where we were looking. Two of the cabins were in two of the spots we wanted to hunt. So we paddled way down to one side. Oh, hunt camp already there. Then way across the other side. Oh, cabin already there. So we're hungry. We pulled over for shore lunch. Now we're scouting another spot. Yeah, there's animals through here. Well, we found a game trail here, but it's pretty swampy. We've never really, but no water really, but low lying for sure. We've never really hunted a place quite like this.
Pretty high and dry over here though.
Looks like it gets better this way. Look at this, hey? Tons of browse here. This is probably moose though. I mean, there's some sign in back there in game trails, but
Not enough worth investing.
no. Well, things weren't looking good, but now we got to somewhere that looks pretty good. But we're seeing mostly moose sign. No confirmed deer sign except for one track. We've seen like only one deer track, so it seems like more moose than deer. Yeah. That's a buck right there. It's old though. Yeah. Like there's animals walking through here, dude. Moose, deer.
100%.
You know, that is a rub there where deer rub their antlers, but it's old. They come back and use the same rub though. But overall here, unfortunately, we kind of had different expectations. It's more of a bog. It's not really a swamp. Not a lot of deer sign. Lots of moose sign. Dense forest. It's just in the phase of where, you know, the birch trees are starting to die off, and you're getting a lot of spruce in that, and they're all growing really close together. Yeah, the issue is that it's such a dense bush that you can't see anything, and the swamp is not really water. It's more of a bog, so you know, thick bushes are able to grow that conceal the deer. Overall, we found one really good spot, but one good looking spot with animal sign, but questionable amount of deer sign. So a lot of moose, so not worth coming all the way back here for that. And the two spots that we wanted to hunt are taken. So, you know, sometimes the good spots are taken. This side of the lake, there's a hard land and an unhuntable bog on one side for the most part. Looks like it could be a bedding area here though, eh? Yeah. Good luck seeing anything or getting more than a 10-meter shot through any of this. So, other campsite it is then?
I think so.
Okay.
Good.
Right, all over.
Yeah.
That's the biggest one by far, eh?
Yeah.
Keep.
Keep.
Yeah.
So it is the next morning, windy. I didn't bring rain pants. Will didn't bring any rain gear because, to be honest, this was a little rushed. So using my inReach, and it looks like we can get out of here before the rain gets heavy and hit the trail. Still probably hopefully have some time to find an easier route out of here. There's not a gong show on the old trapline trail. Tori's got a presentation in Aurelia. She's speaking at Rama in front of like 400 people today. And I got to pick up Huddy on the way home from daycare and be there in time to get Wesley off the bus. And I'm in the middle of the bush right now. So that's interesting. And then I just somehow have reception, one bar, which is honestly kind of I'm upset about, but it is what it is. And Hudson is puking everywhere and potentially is too sick to go to daycare. So yeah, fun. Wish I didn't have technology. I wouldn't have known any of that. But anyway, so me and Will are just gonna basically pack up and get out of here. We assessed the situation after cooking another fish up last night, and decided that you know, the issue with this lake here is that the good spots are taken. There's hunt camps at both of the good spots, which called to us at first, and the next spot, it's not what we expected. Super dense bush, no way to get a shot, more of a bog, not a creek, not really a swamp. And we found like a ton of moose sign, like there's a ton of animals here, but not really a ton of deer. So, whoa, look at this, more fish. What do we got there, buddy?
Overnighted from BC, coho, smoked by yours truly.
Nice. There we go. No cooking necessary.
No cooking necessary.
So anyways, yeah, we're just gonna get the hell out of here. We pretty much decided after all this effort that we're not gonna hunt here. But that's just how she goes sometimes, right? You never really know till you get boots on the ground. It's been a pretty fun adventure anyways, and just more time would need to be put into this, but it's just the bush and everything isn't really right. We are on our way. Barring any catastrophes, we should be out of here. We broke camp in a couple hours, probably less, which is pretty good. Yeah, hopefully the trail doesn't give us too many issues and we can make it out of here before the rain. We're supposed to get heavy rain, pick it up around noon, and it's been kind of drizzling on and off, so maybe we'll miss that. I'm sure it'll hit us when we're on the trail, but the Segway has a cover on it, so that helps keep you out of the weather a bit. Got it. Nice. All right. We got 3 now. I haven't been really filming the hunt because it's challenging and we're trying to get out of here. But it's a good meal right there. Good meal. North has been helpful.
Good boy.
incredible.
Cheers, huh?